Tuesday Maths. Now, in today's lesson, we are going to be exploring our multiplication table of 5. I don't know whether you remember, but a few lessons ago, we looked at our table of 2 and we were exploring sweeties and 2p coins. Now, bear that in mind because in today's lesson, that's what we're going to be doing, but we're just going to be slightly tweaking it and using our 5 times tables instead. Okay, it's time for the subitizing part of today's lesson. Remember, eyes on the screen and count the dots. Well done. This time you need to look out for those blue dots. Super, that was super fast. And again. Again, counting those blue dots. Fantastic work, everybody. Keep it up. And finally, let's count the lines. Brilliant. Okay, time to review. So it's now time to review. Let's have a look at that first one, okay? So well done if you said 8. I can see 4 and 4, and I know double 4 is 8. So a huge well done if you got that one. This time we were looking for those blue dots, and I can see a 2, a 2, and a 2. So 3 groups of 2. So 3 times 2, which is 6. Well done if you said 6. Down here at the bottom, again, we were asking you to look for those blue dots, and I can see 1, 2, 3. So well done if you said 3. And finally, our lines. Let's have a look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so a huge well done if you managed to get all of those correct. I know that the children in school have been doing these really quickly. Like everybody's getting them right. So I'm sure that everybody at home is getting just as fast as everybody else at subitizing. I was well impressed. Okay, let's look at our key vocabulary. Remember, this is to be used throughout today's maths lesson to really show your understanding of the mathematical concept that's being taught. And we're nearing the end of our multiplication and division unit now. So we should be very confident with all of these words, and we should be using them in our explanations. Okay, my turn, your turn. Multiply. 5. Skip count. Groups of. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. So, in today's Do Now, I thought I would be a little bit kind to you. And rather than doing the usual Do Now on the worksheet, I thought that we could play a little game. Now, this game is all about doubling. All we have to do is double each of the numbers that you can see. And we need to write the multiplication equation. Now, we know that a multiplication equation includes this symbol and this symbol, okay? We need to work out the parts and the whole. So we need to work out what's being times by each other and the answer, okay? So what we need to do first of all is we need to think about when we double something, and we can think back to when we were exploring division. And remember, Miss Thompson told you that when we divide something by 2, that just means to halve something. So for example, if we did 4 divided by 2, then the answer would be 2. Okay, so we're just halving it. The same with 8. If we had 8 sweeties and we divided them between 2 people, they would each get 4, okay? So when we divide by 2, we are just halving. So what do you think then, with this in mind, what do you think happens when we double? Well done if any of you said that we multiply by 2, we times by 2 to double, okay? Let's have a look at this with our first example. So let's get 2 fingers And let's double that and put another 2 on the other side. Excellent, we've got 2 and 2 makes 4. We've got 2 groups or 2 hands with 2 in each. So that's 2 groups of 2. Can you see that? Or it's 2 times 2. Excellent. So 2 times 2 equals 4. That's how we write it as a multiplication equation. 2 times 2 equals 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the number 4 underneath my 2 up here because we've doubled it. Let's move on to the next one, okay? Let's look at the number 4. Let's double it. Get 4 on one finger and get 4 on the other fingers. Excellent, okay? So we've got 2 groups of 4. We've doubled 4, haven't we? And the answer is, if you're not sure, count your fingers. Brilliant, the answer is 8. Now, I'm just having a little think what my multiplication equation will be for this one. Because when I double something, I just times it by 2. Go ahead and say that now. When I double something, I times it by 2. You have a go. Brilliant. So what will my multiplication equation look like? Well, I think it will look like this. 4 times by, or groups of, 2 equals 8. Fantastic, everybody. Well done. Okay, let's try the next one. Let's double the number 6. If you need to draw dots to help you, you might want to do this, but you might already know what double 6 is. What's 6 2 times? Brilliant, well done if you said 12, because 6 and another 6 is equal to 12. Now, how would we write this as a multiplication equation? Remember, when we double something, we just times it by 2. See if you can write the multiplication equation now. Does yours look like mine? 6 times by 2 equals 12. Give yourselves a tick if you got the same as me. Now what I'd like you to do is I would like you to pause the video here and you can have a go at doubling the rest of the numbers that you can see on my number line, okay? Don't forget to write those multiplication equations to go with them. Off you go, children. Okay, in today's lesson, we are going to be counting in 5s, so I think we should have a little practice. Now, when you're completing the main activity today, you may want to come back to this slide and have this lovely number line displayed on your where you're working, okay? So this will help you when you're doing your work because it'll help you to focus on what you need to do, okay? Which numbers you need to focus on. So let's have a practice of counting in 5s. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5 is 30. 7 times 5 is 35. 8 times 5 is 40. 9 times 5 is 45. 10 times 5 is 50. Super, well done everybody. I can tell that you have all been practicing learning your 5 times tables. Give yourselves a pat on the back and say a huge well done me. Excellent. You can practice counting in your 5s using a number line any time that you like. Okay, again, let's practice our 5 times tables. Let's see if you can pause the video and answer some of the questions on the screen. Remember, when you are dividing by 5, you might want to count in your 5s until you get to the number, and that will help you to find how many it equals. For example, if I had, let's not use 15, let's be a bit mean. Let's go for 35. If you've got 35 divided by 5 equals, then you can count in your 5s on your fingers until you get to 35, and that will help you to find your answer. Let's have a practice now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 35 divided by 5 is equal to 7. Super. So you can use counting in your 5s to help you with your division, okay? It's the easiest and the quickest way for you to find the answer. You can also use the link to watch the Numberjacks video of counting in your 5 times tables. It will really help you. Okay, pause the video, off you go. Right, it's now time for our talk task. So again, you might want to pause the video and have a little go at this. I'm going to go through 1 or 2 now with you so you can get the idea of what you need to do in today's talk task. So let's look at the first one. 1 times 5. Now we all know that 1 times 5, one hand with 5 fingers on it, is equal to 5. Super. So let's go ahead and write that answer in there. Now, we're not finished here because we now need to think about which picture has 5 in it. Which one of these pictures shows 5? Is it these bunches of bananas up here? No, because I know that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 5 bananas. That's not right. What about the carrots? Is that showing 5? No, that's got too many carrots in each group. Which one of these pictures do you think matches the number 5? Ah, well done. If you've spotted that, it is the broccoli. And the reason for this is because there is 1 broccoli there, 2 broccoli there, 3, 4 and 5. So that represents our answer in our multiplication equation. 1 times 5 equals 5, and the picture is showing that for us. Okay, so you might like to pause the video now and you can have a little go at maybe chatting as a class in a class discussion, or if you're working with somebody at home, you might want to ask a parent for their support here, and you can tell them which ones match up. If not, that's absolutely fine. You can do it independently. You just need to work out the answers to those multiplication equations, have a good look at the pictures and see which ones match the equation. Off you go. Okay, let's get back and develop our learning a little bit further. Here we've got a picture of some bananas. We've got to look at the picture and decide what the equation shows. So the first thing we need to do is count how many groups there are, okay? So there is 1 group here, 1 group there, 1 group there, and one group there. How many groups is that? Well done if you've said 4. So I'm going to go ahead and write the number 4 down here because there are 4 groups. Now, what do we need to do next? We need to know how many are in one group, don't we? Because this will help us with our multiplication equation. So how many bananas are there in one group? See if you can work that out independently now. Brilliant. Well done if you said 5, because look, there's 1 banana there, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 bananas in that group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the next group. And if you wanted to check, there would be 5 bananas in each of the groups. So we know that the multiplication is 4 groups of 5 bananas, isn't it? Okay, 4 groups with 5 bananas in each. So our equation looks like this: 4 groups of 5 bananas. Now, we can count in our 5 times tables to see what the answer will be, what the whole will be. Are we ready? 5, 10, 15, 20. Brilliant. There are 20 bananas all together in our picture. Okay, now I know that you all know that it is multiplication is commutative. So if we know 4 times 5 equals 20, what do we also know? Brilliant. We also know that 5 times by 4 is also equal to 20. Brilliant. Okay, next slide. Oh, we've got an even trickier one here. We need to work out the multiplication equation for this one. You may want to pause the video before Miss Thompson does some guided practice, and you can have a little go at working this out independently. Remember, count the groups first and then count how many bananas are in one group, and this will help you to write your equation. Then you will be able to times by, you'll be able to skip count in those multiples, okay? So if you would like to pause the video and work it out yourself, then you can do that now. But if you would like a little bit more support, I can help you with that. So Miss Thompson said the first thing we need to do is work out how many groups of bananas there are, okay? So there's 1 group there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 groups of bananas. So let's go ahead and write the first part of our equation. 10 times by the amount of bananas in one group. Can anybody tell me how many are in one group? Brilliant. There are 5 because look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 bananas in each bunch or in each group. Now, we need to write that in our equation. There are 10 groups of 5 bananas. We are looking at 10 groups of 5, 10 times 5, okay? Let's count in our 5s to find out the answer of the bananas all together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There are 50 bananas in total. Super job, everybody. Now, I know that you all know that there is another way to write this equation. We've got 10 times 5 equals 50, but we know that multiplication is commutative. So what else do we also know? Brilliant, I can hear you all. We also know that 5 times by 10 is also equal to 50. Great job, everybody. Keep up the good work. Okay, now it's time for your main activity for today. Now remember, I did explain at the beginning of the lesson that we would have a lesson which was kind of similar to when we were working with sweeties and 2p coins, okay? So in today's lesson on your worksheet, you have this table. You've got cookies, you've got 5p, and you've got multiplication equations, okay? So let me read what you're going to be doing today. So year 2 are selling cookies at the school fair. So we're all pretending that we're selling cookies at the school fair. And each of our cookies, we are very good because each of our cookies only cost 5p. How good is that? So what we've got to do, because it's our school fair and we're going to be selling them, we need to write a price list so that everybody knows how much it costs for each of these cookies, okay? So if you look here, the first thing we've got in our table is we've got 1 cookie, and remember, 1 cookie costs 5p. So we've written our 5p in this area here, okay? So you can see we've got 1 cookie and 1 5p because 1 cookie is worth 1 5p, okay? And we're going to write the multiplication equation. So here we've got 1 times 5 is equal to 5, okay? Because if we've got 1 cookie and it costs 5p, so we only have to give 1 5p in because we've only got 1 cookie. And we know that 1 times 5 is 5. So 1 times 1 5p is equal to 5, okay? Let's have a go at doing number 2. So here, if I was you, I would be drawing 2 little cookies, 1 cookie there and 1 cookie there, okay? Now, how many 5p coins am I going to draw this time? If I've got 2 cookies and each cookie is worth 5p, how many 5p pieces am I going to draw? Well done if you said 2. That's correct. We need to draw 2 5p coins. Okay. Ooh, not very good with this mouse. So we've got 2 cookies and 2 5p pieces because 1 cookie is worth 5p. Okay. So now we need to write the multiplication equation. So there are 2 cookies times by the amount that they cost, which is 5p. And let's count our 5p pieces now. So we need to count them in 5s, don't we? So our 5p pieces need to be counted in 5s. So there are 2 of them. So 5, 10. Okay? 5, 10. So 2 times 5 is 10 pence. Okay, I'll just do one more with you and then I'll let you go. Okay, next one. So this time we're going to draw, we've got 1, we've got 2. Yep, brilliant. We need to do 3. 1, 2, 3. How many 5p pieces do you think we're going to draw? 3. Well done. You're getting the hang of this now, year 2. 1 5p, 2 5p pieces, and 3 5p pieces. Now, this is the tricky bit because this is the multiplication equation. So we've got 3 cookies times by 5p. Can you see the pattern? Equals, well, let's count them. Let's count our 5p pieces in 5s. 5, 10, 15, well done, 15 pence. Super job, everybody. Now keep going until you get to 12 times 5 pence, so 12 cookies, okay? I hope you have fun with this activity and I cannot wait to see the work that you produce today. Okay, time for your plenary. Now, what we're going to do is, this is part of your chili challenge. So if you want to challenge yourself a little bit today, then I'm going to give you some top tips to complete that now. So in your chili challenge, you have been asked to have a look at this little problem. So the first part says, Harry has 6 of these 5 pence coins, and he also has 11 of these 2 pence coins. So he's got 6 5 pences and 11 2 pences. So how much money does he have in total? Now what I would suggest you do is I would suggest that you draw out those coins. So if it was me, I would draw out the 6 5 pence coins first. 1 with a 5, 2, 3, 4. Oh, my drawing is getting even worse. 5 and 6. And what I would do is I would count in my 5s to get the answer of how many 6 coins he's got. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I would count how many he has there. Then I would draw out my 2 pence coins, my 11 2 pence coins, and count in my 2s to find the answer to that one. And then I would add my 2 amounts, so my 30 and the other one that I guess, the unknown value that I've not yet worked out for you for my 2 pence pieces. You would add those 2 amounts together using the triangle method maybe. And then you would find the answer. I will be very, very proud of you if you can work that out independently today. So have a little go, challenge yourselves, and I look forward to seeing your work a little bit later on. Take care, Year 2, and I'll see you very, very shortly for another lesson. Bye!